Alright, good afternoon everyone. Now today I'm going to teach you all how to train a dog. Now many people can't imagine life without dogs. We admire and adore them for their loyalty, unconditional affection, playful exuberance, and zest for life. Nevertheless, dogs are people and are very different animals. Although officially man's best friend, dogs have some innocent but troublesome tendencies like jumping up to greet, barking, digging, and chewing that can make it downright difficult for them to live with you. Make the most of your relationship with your dog. You need to teach them some important skills that will help them live harmoniously in a human household. The process of training your dog begins with you establishing leadership, maintaining consistency, and developing an overall relationship with owner and dog. Now, training your dog is the most important part of a canine companionship. There are many different species of dog, yet they all share a common attribute that they are capable of being trained. There are many benefits of training your companion, leading to an unbreakable bond. It is important to research the species of your dog you would like to own and acknowledge the importance of caring and training for a dog. According to tips for solving common behavior problems, your dog's behavior, not breed, is the best indicator of his personality. Remembering that although different dogs drive on different training approaches, they all need a benevolent leader. It may seem that success is far, but guidance is the best option when training your dog. A happy dog is one who has structure and boundaries. George Z, author of Zach George's Dog Training Revolution, dogs are packed animals, and as such, they need guidance in the behavior that you would expect from them. If you do not follow through in this leadership role, then the dog will naturally feel as if it is his place to do so. Now, you want your dog to understand that you are the person to look to when they question what is right and what is wrong. Setting boundaries is very important in gaining respect. Sit down with your family and discuss what is right for your dog to do on a regular basis. Now, training your puppy from an early age states that training works best if it is fun and you can stop before either of you gets bored or frustrated. Keep the mood upbeat, not like a drill sergeant, serious, and make the sessions short. 5 to 10 minutes is plenty to start with, or you can do many mini training sessions throughout the day, especially if you have a puppy like kids that have a shorter attention span. When beginning training sessions, it is advised to use the same cue word for the same command to minimize any confusion from the dog. Dogs at an early age have the tendency of being distracted very easily. Consistency and practice is key to a responsive relationship. According to dog training proofing behaviors, now that you have established appropriate boundaries for behavior, you need to enforce those boundaries. Allowing unacceptable behavior encourages the same. You must use the same approach every time so that you create a disciplining routine. If you vary in the approach, then the dog learns that the same behavior might be acceptable on occasion, while other behavior is off limits. You want the dog to understand that inappropriate behavior is never acceptable. When rewarding your dog, it must be done correctly. Almost all modern day trainers believe that dogs learn better and faster when we praise and reward them for getting it right. Marty Becker, author of The Owner's Manual, claims that the best motivator is usually a combination of a small food treat, especially if you train before mealtime. Don't worry that you'll wind up with a dog who only works for food. Once your dog gets the idea of what you're asking him to do, you'll begin rewarding him sporadically, and eventually you can phase out the treats entirely. Many dogs develop behavior problems because their owners fail to set rules and enforce them. Dog obedience training establishes when you are the pack leader and teach your dog to listen and follow instructions. There's no better way to keep him happy and under control. Treats are great, but there are other rewards your dog will appreciate even more. But we need to communicate with them properly so it is just as important. Using anger only teaches your dog that you're scary and unpredictable. Portraying yourself as fair and calm in your training is the best way to get your dog to obey and respect you. The process of bonding with your dog begins as soon as you bring them home. The initial bond with your dog is a tentative one. You don't know each other very well yet. To strengthen that bond, you must spend time with them and do things together. According to obedience training for dogs, keep your dog active both physically and mentally, gradually moving into the more new and complex commands. To strengthen that bond, you must spend time with them on a regular basis, growing as one. There are many benefits to having a trained companion, yet the responsibility is yours to act upon it. The more time you spend working with your dog on commands, the more likely you will have a voice control over your dog. If something horrible should have happened, the ability to call your dog back to safety is easy. Your dog will become welcome in far more places, environments, and situations, for they have been taught some basic manners. When you have guests over to your home, you will no need to banish your well-behaved dog into another room in fear that they will bite them in any way. Every dog is different and will respond better to slightly different training styles. Some dogs are so sensitive and shy, while others are quick to act. The process of bonding with your dog begins as soon as you bring them home. According to Speaking Dog, what your dogs say suggests that in order to strengthen that bond, you must spend time with them and do things together. There are many benefits to having a trained companion, yet the responsibility is yours to act upon it. Dog training is a lifelong process, but some skills are more important than others. Think of mastering these essential dog training skills as laying down the foundation and preparing your dog for a lifetime of good behavior and companionship. The more time you spend with your dog, the more you and him will bond. Having a better understanding of what their needs are and what they're trying to say will ensure a lifelong bond. When done in a way that both your dog enjoy, there is no downside of dog training. Invest the time into your sidekick now so your mutual relationship can reach its full potential. Now, that is the end of my speech, and thank you all for listening.